Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. This is episode number 265. We need to finish off our weekend league today, that is for sure. Guys, if you do enjoy today's episode, do me a favor and hit me with a thumbs up. We're shooting for 2,500 likes. Any support towards the channel is greatly appreciated, of course. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking down below, and you can click the notification bell and all of that good stuff. Let's get cracking with today's episode. So, it wasn't a good session yesterday, really, was it? We were 9-6, which is a very bad and average start for me. So, of course, we aim to remedy that now. We go into the next session of games, and actually this was 2 games that I played very late Saturday night. So I just finished editing a video, and I was like, I reckon I can push myself up to 10 wins before I go to sleep. So I went into a game, and we'll see what happens, right? But you could pretty much watch this entire game of FIFA play out without any real cuts, because it's over and done with so very quickly in a very painful way. Like, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't defend, and I concede. I mean, that's a bit BS from my goalkeeper to just knock that one straight back to Lautaro Martinez. But you just see the kickoffs, like 3 in a row, that he picks the ball up and he runs down the other end and scores. And I haven't really been quitting games, have I? But I quit a game in yesterday's episode. I also just decided to quit here, because 10 FIFA minutes on the clock and I'm 3-0 down. I was like, you know what, mate? GG's. We'll move on. We'll take the L there. So I was like, okay, 9-7. This is getting towards being even and possibly even moving into like the negative section here. So I need to get a win in this one and go to bed 10-7 and we'll be all right. Save a few games left for the Sunday and all that, you know. And I get a free kick 21 minutes into this game, and I'm like, brilliant. So I can, this was so close that I think it's nearly a guaranteed goal for me at this point. I know how to do those topspin ones. And I do get my goal. Even though he had a player on the line, it hit the bar nicely and went in off the bar. I got my goal. I'm 1-0 up. And then this guy was aggressive. So with that comes a little bit of an open defense sometimes. And look, I mean, look how much Boateng's catching me up. I'm not going to lie, I was absolutely scared. But we were able to get far enough away with Jonathan and still keep composed to finish the ball. 2-0 up. And I reckon if we score this, I reckon if I take one more touch and then shoot it near post, that goes in. Maybe even forces a rage quit. 3-0 just before half-time. Who knows? But the second, they do say football is a game of 2 halves. I think you're about to witness that, because in the second half, I had nothing. I was 2-0 up in this game, and then this guy just came out of the blocks in the second half with his great players. Like, he had Tots Benzema, Tots Son, Tots Insigne, like some really fantastic players, and he knew how to use them. I just don't know why he didn't do it in the second half. And of course, when he gets the equalising goal, he starts doing the long celebrations and doing the, watching the replays and stuff when he's back in the game. Not at 2-1, and, I didn't do it and stuff. But it's just the way people are sometimes. That's fine. And then he goes 3-2 up, 70th minute on the clock. Same thing again. We get the little shimmy celebration, of course. I'm now losing a game that I was 2-0 up in. And that's not a good sign. Especially when we rage quit the last one 3-0. And this would make us like 9-8. Alright, not good. So 82 minutes on the clock. I think I've just decided to throw the kitchen sink at him. I get in with Muller. I score the goal. At least we can push this one to extra time. And then maybe I can just restore normality and get back into the lead like I so was in the first half and take the W, right? Well, we'll see what happens, shall we? First half of extra time. It's 3-3. We're doing all right. It's not been the greatest, but hey, we'll take it at this point. At least we got back into the game and given ourselves a chance to win it. Thomas Muller knocks it out wide to Allen. Oh, but of course, you don't really want Allen in that situation. You want it to be Jonathan or Neymar or someone. And I missed that opportunity, a golden opportunity. But there was just a lot of pressure from the defender, so I can see why a player like Allen, who's not really great at shooting, would miss that. And then Tots Son turns me. I think that goes straight through Joe Gomez's legs, which is what I feel a little bit hard done by about, because I feel like all my shots get AI blocked. And then, yeah, like he ends up just doing that. And he gets through again, scores with Henderson, and the game is out of my reach. I think I end up scoring a beauty of an own goal with Alisson in a minute. Of course, he does his full-length celebration nearly to the halfway line. You know the drill. And yeah, here, look at this, guys. This is when my head was fully in Narnia. Look at that. What a goal. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I thought I'd let Alisson get a goal for the weekend league. An own goal nonetheless, but hey, at least he scored, right? No, so we'll end up losing 6-3 when I was 2-0 up. Ouch. So I went to bed that night, absolutely fuming, and 9-8 in the weekend league. And then we wake up early on Sunday. Maybe I went to bed at 1:30. I woke up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. I had a terrible night's sleep, and I just woke up and thought, you know what? I'm going to have my breakfast, have a little bit of toast, you know, and then get stuck into some games and try and get up to 14. I want to hit 14 and then peace out, you know. I want to get out of here. And game one of Sunday morning, I end up going 2-0 down to Luis Alberto, the 97 rated. Like, he looks like quite a good card, to be fair. But I'm 2-0 down after 26 minutes. Am I ready for another heads gone day? I'm really not. My hairline can't take this. So we push on. If I conceded again, I think I probably would have lost it, and I would have broken a controller, and I would have probably just stopped there. Luckily, we were able to turn in with Jonathan and get a goal back, right? So that tells me that this game and this guy are not completely unbeatable. We can do this. And Alisson saves that. That was probably a clutch chance for him to get a third goal to restore his 2-goal lead. But then Jonathan, oh, what a save from Alisson that is. We're starting to knock on that door. I'd like a goal, please. Can I come in? And Neymar gets it out wide. He's going to drag it back, knock it into Gabriel, back into Neymar. And on the 48th minute of 2 extra minutes added on, that's a bit cheesy. We end up getting our finesse shot to go in. Maybe off the post, or it was just a really well-placed shot. But 2-2 at half-time, all right? So fine. Wipe that slate clean. Let's go again in the second half, and let's actually win this game. Okay? Come in with a new mentality. So, Neymar is left up front. Okay? He's got to be. He's got to be up front. I've got to put respect on his name because I kept moving him to Cam, and he wasn't providing. And then I wasn't providing. So, I've got to remember that Neymar is the one when it comes to being up front. And I think he sort of proves himself here by... It's just getting in any position. He can take a shot on either foot. You can't necessarily do that with Jonathan, or you can't necessarily do that with Thomas Muller. Like, they're great and all that, but they're just the way their agility works and their pace works, and sometimes they're just not as good as Neymar. He is the GOAT of the series, I have to admit. And he gets another goal there. I think maybe for his hat-trick. We end up being 5-2 up in this game after being 2-0 down. And it's not going to end there. Thomas Muller then comes on at wide cam. He gets himself a goal. Of course he does. He's been scoring loads for us. It reminds me as well. Going to open up the Excel spreadsheet whilst we're watching me score multiple more goals here. Muller gets another one. That makes it 7-2 in the 80th minute. And from 2-0 down, I have to just say that I would absolutely 8-2B this guy, because he's literally at a 2-goal lead slip and lost 8-2. Mental. So from the last game when we were 2-0 up and lost 6-3, this game we were 2-0 down and won 8-2. So at least we're on the right track. My Sunday got started off well, okay? Although we were 2-0 down, I've got to work out those defensive issues. We can go into the next game knowing that we've got a big victory there. Scored lots of goals as well. So we come up against this. That's a pretty average defense if I'm going to at this stage of the game compared to what we've been coming up against anyway. I got to say it's a pretty average defense. But this guy was very, very good at dribbling and holding the ball. Like I genuinely just struggled so much. And he used and abused the method of getting down the line and cutting it across and scoring a goal. And again, I found myself 2-0 down inside 10 minutes. And I'm like, do I quit this one? Because he seems like a good opponent. And I was like, no, remember his team, Tom? It wasn't as good as you think. Like, he might be a good player, but I think I can out-team this guy a little bit. So we get it back to 2-1, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Although he's had 62% possession, and I'm bored out of my skull, I can at least maybe get another goal and get back into this. So that was the aim. Second half, Neymar's up front. Jonathan gets inside the box, knocks it back to Neymar. Kind of sloppy, but we get an opportunity with the Brazilian. We score the goal. 2-2 on 73rd minute, and we can we can possibly win this one. As long as we don't make any like stupid errors and just give the ball to like Ryan Kent or something, that would be... Oh no. Oh no. Sometimes words come out of your mouth and then things happen. It's, yeah, I don't know what I was doing defensively, but he pushed me with Ryan Kent, and he was able to get the goal. But we did go up the other end just before the end of the match to make it 3-3 to take this one to extra time. And I would say that at the end of the 90 minutes, I'd had more on goal. I kind of like felt that maybe we were a little bit unlucky to not win. This guy's just going to look great because he's had amazing possession. But I have to give it to Havertz for knocking a worldie of a ball over to Ryan Kent. And Kent is just masterclass as a super sub, right? I've got him on at the other end, so there's no complaints from me that I got done by Kent. I might be frustrated by it, but you know what? I didn't have a shot in the entire extra time. You know, he had 3 more. He scored a couple goals or whatever. He scored a goal and won the game. Simple as that. So I lost that one, another game after extra time. That is my 4th loss in extra time, and I've been to extra time 6 times now this weekend league. So I've only won 2, and come away with 4 L's, which is unlike me. Normally we clutch up in extra time with my super subs. So again, something just didn't quite feel right this week. 10 minutes on the clock in the next game. I'm 2-0 down again. What's happening? I just can't fathom it. I can't work out what I'm doing wrong because I run up the other end and score. Right? In all of these games that you see me go 2-0 down in, I get back to 2-2. And it doesn't take me that long. By half time, I will be 2-2 against this guy. There we go. Neymar gets through, scores the goal. There we go. We've equalised on this game. And actually, I think we're going to go into the second half leading in this one. Jonathan is able to turn the defenders nicely, wiggle around to get enough space that he's not going to get AI blocked. He scores the goal on the 45th minute. We're 3-2 up. But we were 2-0 down, and it looked like we were going to get absolutely battered. Just like every other game this weekend. Unfathomable. I am absolutely speechless. But Jonathan knocks it into Neymar. Good save from the goalkeeper, but I did get wiped out in the process. Neymar is going to win himself a penalty, and I'm going to bluff left and then hit just slightly to the right and try and time it. I've done it perfectly, and I've bluffed the keeper absolutely brilliantly. So we are 4-2 up in the 60th minute. And he's had enough. He's quit. I don't know whether or not he got a red card for that or anything, and he wanted to just make sure he didn't get... No, because he quit properly, didn't he? Maybe he just lost his head and he wanted to go. And that happens a little bit more on the Sundays, doesn't it? So that's when we were playing Sunday morning. So we brought it up to 11-9. I think 11-9. That's where we're at right now. We were 10-9 at one point, weren't we? Really not good. We come up against a fellow Road to Gloria, apparently. That's the name of his club anyway. And I could happily see that was a Road to Glory squad with some of the players in that team. It was a really nice. He's done a good job with his team over the year. Managed to get some good SBCs done with some clutch players. But I go 1-0 up, and then actually I go 2-0 up. 2 very similar goals. Just sort of knocking it through and then hitting it first time on the at the near post into the roof of the net. And at 2-0 just before half time, I think he missed an opportunity that was quite clear cut. And again, he quit there as well. So that was actually 2 rage quits in a row in a weekend where I've been busy going to extra time and stuff. So it's been a long weekend for me, which means 2 little rage quits in a row made me feel the world of good. And then I come up against this. That's a clutch team as well. Look at that. How do you beat... You look at each position there, and you kind of think, yep, meta. I see lots of 5-star skillers. I'm worried that this guy's going to know what he's doing. But Douglas Costa knocks it nicely into Jonathan, J9, as we like to call him, and he does get the goal to put me 1-0 up. St. Maximin, foot birthday, one of the players I am most scared of, knocks it into birthday Griezmann. And he scores off of that to make it 1-1. And I'm like, oh no, this game's going to be tough. But I get wiped out by Jerome Boateng. I was in the box screaming shoot at Jonathan, and he didn't do it because he got wiped out. And that's fair enough. Do the exact same penalty technique as what I did in the last game. Get the goal from it. We're 2-1 up. Insigne is going to knock this one into Neymar. And as I shoot it, Maldini wipes me out and I get given another penalty. This time before half-time once again. This time I bluff down the middle so he doesn't know I'm looking one way. And then I aim it perfectly in that top corner. And I knew I had to time it green because the size of that circle was huge. Somehow done it perfectly. Scored one of the most perfect penalties I think you can score on this game. With the Brazilian Neymar. And of course, we're 3-1 up at half-time. He's had one shot and it's gone in. So let's just be clinical in the second half and we'll come away with our 12th or 13th victory here. I get through with Muller, 63 minutes on the clock. I've gone 4-1 up. And then for the rest of the game, it was just like possession management and stuff. Like, I wasn't just trying to hold the ball. Of course, I was trying to score goals again. But I did drop back in the end. I think I went on to my most defensive formation when he got it to 4-2. Because there's no way I'm going to let that... I can't let a 4-1 lead slide, you know. So, at the end of the game, we come away with a victory. And, yeah, we get our 13th win. So 13-9 now. I come up against this. Nice team. I can see the way that that's going to work. He's going to move Kyle Walker to right back, and he's going to have Trent and Ramos at centre back, and that's exactly what he did. But before any of that actually happened, he got through after 2 minutes, and I had kickoff. So I've gifted him a goal there. And then 13, 14 minutes on the clock. He's got through with Mahrez, who's just ridden the challenge. I think down the other end I get tackled and he walks away with the ball. But no, this guy's ridden the challenge. 10 minutes later, I'd had enough. I think I got rainbow flicked and nearly scored on. So I was like, whoa, who is this guy? Kazooie or something? I'm going to quit and let him have his win. So I quit my third game of the weekend league. Oh, embarrassing, embarrassing. So then we come up against this. I've now hit 10 losses. But I just need the one more win, right? So at that point, you're kind of like, I'm so done with it. If I'm 2-0 down or something, I'll just move on and get the next game. Hopefully I'll win that one. And I don't think I've hit the post as many times in a game as I have this one. And like there, when I received the ball with Neymar, he should just strike that. It takes like a weird bobble and balance. And I eventually go 1-0 down. I think my defender decided not to AI block it, and it's Kai Havertz, King Kai, to score the goal. When I've demolished this guy in the first half, I still find myself 1-0 down, with a long way to go in the second half to turn this one around, because things weren't going my way. Yeah, we get through again here. Muller knocks it back to Witsel. I've hit the post. I've hit the post again. You are kidding me, aren't you? Thomas Muller then knocks it into Axel Witsel. I get enough space out wide here. This is going to go in, and it does. I don't know if that took a deflection or how that went in, but it was Axel Witsel scored for me to equalise. Then Ryan Kent knocks it forward into Neymar. You can see those two are working together up front, and I hit the post again. Luckily, it drops to Witsel and I do score. Like, that should have just gone in originally from Neymar, and there'd have been no complaints. But I hit the post again. We get through with Kent. I hit the post again. It's comical at this point. So we end up getting the 2-1 win, and that is finally going to be my final game of the weekend league. I was just so done. I was ready to peace out at 14 wins. Some weekends are like that, you know what, guys? You won't see a video tomorrow of me pushing to 17. I'm done at 14 for this weekend. Even if I'm at 17, I can't see myself getting a red Neymar or Mbappe or Ben Yedder or whatever. So we'll just take the 2 high-rated pieces of fodder ready for guaranteed packs and all of that good stuff. So that's where we'll be at. But yeah, guys, that is that was the weekend league for you. That was the toughest weekend league I've had. Probably the worst result as well. 14-10. That is very, very unlike me. That is really the level of player I am, I think. Like, the real average player that I actually am. But goals and stuff. So, Douglas Costa from Cam got 5 goals, 5 assists. That's very low from Cam. But also he comes off at like half time. So we can't blame him for that. Insigne got just 2 goals. 9 assists though. So 11 contributions in a whole weekend league for him. He's going up on the market. All of my players are. So Insigne, Jonathan, and Gabriel, they're all going to get sold. Unfortunately, I've lost as much on them as I actually gained in profit the other day. What that does mean is that we kind of break even for the weekend league. Rather than taking a huge 100k L, that profit the other day ended up being, evening out, and we're going to have the same amount of coins as what we started with, basically, which is about 550,000 coins, and then of course we'll get rewards on Thursday. Thomas Muller from the bench, only ever playing like from the second half onwards, got 17 goals and 4 assists. That is phenomenal. Like, we played 24 games in total, and he got 17 goals from the second half onwards. That's mental. Jonathan got 22 goals and 13 assists. 35 contributions for the Brazilian. I did really like him. And I've just sold him because I think the whole market's going to continue to drop. If that's the case, we might even be able to buy him back for 150 next week. Who knows? But you'll see in tomorrow's episode that they eventually will sell and stuff. And then Neymar's on 23 goals, 15 assists. So he comes in clutch with the most goals by 1 and the most assists by 2. 38 contributions this weekend league, and that is with him getting shunned to the cam role for a lot of the weekend league before I realised, you know what, Tom, you need to play this guy up front, put some respect on his name, he is the GOAT of your series, respect him, and the results will come, and that is exactly what happened towards the end. But yeah, guys, an awful weekend league for me. That is going to wrap things up for it. So we'll do like all sorts of SBC stuff tomorrow, I guess, and then we'll do rewards on Thursday. But thank you so much for watching. Hit me with a thumbs up. 2,500 likes would be the dream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I thank you for that. And of course, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are down below, everyone. Have a lovely day. Take it easy. Stay safe. If you're outside, just stay away from people and be sensible and all of that good stuff. I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.